All right, guys, welcome to the warm-up. The warm-up, guys, we like to keep it dynamic, keep it kind of just flowing and moving, and also listen to our bodies and give it what it needs that day. However, having said that, we do stick to a couple staples for the warm-up. The first thing is a dead hang. Now, the dead hang, guys, we're just hanging from a bar and allowing the spine to decompress and allowing the shoulders to open. Okay, the dead hang is going to be really nice in that lower back and really, really nice in the shoulders. If you're overhead, you can't get the shoulders to get overhead like this. That dead hang is going to allow gravity to pull those shoulders a little bit more open, and that's what we're looking for a lot of calisthenic movements. It's also going to simultaneously work on grip strength and forearm strength. So we'll do 3 sets of 1-minute dead hangs. All right, if you can't do 1 minute, you can start with where you're at, and if they're too easy, a lot of the time you can go to one hand for a while and back to the other hand. All right, next, we'll superset that with a squat. Now, the deep squat is something where we didn't do always, but it's so good for opening up the hips, the knees, and the ankles, all right, and helping with the spine health, okay? So with the squat, everyone can start somewhere. If you need to go real wide like this and you're just going like this, that's okay. This is where I started, right? I could barely get down, my hips were screaming at me, my knees were screaming at me, but then month to month, got a little bit lower, 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 lower. I could even get my stance in a little bit, and boom, we've arrived, right? This is what the squat should be looking like. With the squat though, if you're just getting started, all right, or you're just warming up, a lot of times we like to make it dynamic. Roll the knee over the toe, okay, open up those hips, kind of listen to the body and play with it. We're compressing the body here now, opening up the hips and the spine. If you do want to hold it, the key here is to make sure the knees aren't caving in like this, but you want to use the medial glute to actually push the knees out. So you can use the elbows as well to push the knees out. All right, hands can come into a prayer or into kind of a little spider web like this. And ideally, you want to tuck the shin and raise the crown and keep that flat or that straight spine and just hold this. But when we're warming up, a lot of the times we'll make it a little more active and play and just get the body kind of ready for movement here. All right, so we can go back then to that dead hang and then back into the squat. 1 minute each way, or you can start with where you're at, okay? A lot of the times with this, we'll intuitively move and do things like stacking the hips, right? Down dog, kind of just letting the body open up. Give the body what it needs, right? Another warm-up that we consistently do for upper body is an arm swing, okay? An arm swing is exactly what it sounds like. We're swinging those arms. You can do one at a time, like this. You can do both of them at the same time. Be careful, like this, or roll it forward, okay? Really, really nice. It feels good. Just doing that's my first one today. Feels really, really nice to do that, okay? We're just doing 10 swings in each direction. So 10 swings back, 10 swings forward, just to kind of get the body primed and ready to go. And similarly, leg swings, all right? Side to side, open up that hip, 10 reps, front and back, 10 reps, all right? Each leg, of course, you should do 2 or 3 sets at least. Just giving the body what it needs, side to side, front, back, same thing. The hips are gonna love that. It's really nice to warm up in this kind of dynamic way, okay? And then finally, for warming up the wrist before pushing, so before maybe a bench press, a push-up, a handstand push-up, a shoulder press, anything like that, we'll actually open up the wrists. With the wrist opener, guys, we're just gonna get the hands beneath the shoulders, tabletop position here, and we're just gonna drive the shoulders over the fingertips. And we're just gonna slowly push more and more weight into the hands. All right, those forearms are gonna be warming up a little bit. The wrists are gonna be warming up a little bit. And just take it slow. Sometimes you'll just need a minute or 2 of this, and sometimes you might need 5 minutes of this, right? And then we put the fingertips pointing side to side, rock it back and forth. 5 or 10 reps, right? Fingertips backwards, facing towards the knees, opening up the front or the back side of that forearm now, pressing the ground away. Feels really, really nice. And then if you want to actually flip the hand, I have the elbow facing forward now, and the hand's actually up like this. All right, you can do one at a time, or both hands flipped at the same time. If you can handle it, and really open up the front side of the forearm, eye to elbow facing forward, and then we're returning back to that starting position. And now the hands should be ready to brace more and more weight while we get into our actual working sets. So once we want to actually get some weight in there, we'll have the hands nice and warmed up for that, right? So that's the warm-up, guys. We got dead hangs, we got squats, we got arm swings, leg swings, and of course, that wrist warm-up before getting started. Happy training.